The studio goes silent for a moment. Kelly Clarkson stares straight at Luke Thompson with that look every Bridgerton fan knows too well. The one that says, "You broke my heart, and you know it." The tension feels real, and even Luke can't hide his nervous smile. Cameras are rolling, the audience is waiting, and everyone knows something big is about to happen. Kelly leans forward, holding her cue card tight, and drops the question that every fan has been dying to ask. Luke, what was that ending? The lights are bright, the audience is buzzing, and Kelly Clarkson's set feels alive with excitement. Everyone's there for one reason: to get answers about that shocking Bridgerton season 4 finale. The moment Luke Thompson walks onto the stage, the crowd erupts. He flashes his easy grin, but behind that calm smile, there's a hint of mischief, the kind that only an actor who just left fans hanging on a cliffhanger could have. Kelly greets him with her signature charm, but her tone has a playful edge. You can tell she's not just hosting today, she's representing every heartbroken viewer out there. "Luke, I've got bones to pick with you," she jokes, but her eyes say she means it. The audience laughs, sensing what's coming. Luke laughs too, unsure if he should brace himself or play along as they settle into their seats. Kelly wastes no time. The screens behind them flash with clips from Bridgerton's latest season. Benedict's emotional monologue, the candlelit goodbye, the sudden fade to black. The crowd gasps again, reliving that final, painful moment. Kelly points to the screen dramatically. "You see that?" she says, turning back to Luke. "You can't just end it like that and expect us to sleep at night." Luke chuckles nervously, trying to explain. "It's not me, Kelly. It's the writers," he says with a grin. But Kelly isn't letting him escape that easily. "Oh no, you're the face of Benedict Bridgerton," she fires back. "We cried, we yelled, and now you're sitting here pretending you're innocent." The audience roars with laughter, cheering her on like a courtroom full of fans demanding justice. As the laughter dies down, Luke leans back and nods slowly. "All right," he says, "it was a tough ending, but sometimes heartbreak makes the story better." His voice softens, his tone sincere, and suddenly, the playful tension turns emotional. Kelly's expression shifts to better. She repeats quietly, "You call that better?" for a second. It's not a talk show anymore. It's a real moment between two people who care deeply about the same story. The air is thick with emotion, the audience leans in, and Luke finally admits, "We had to end it there, because the next chapter changes everything." Kelly freezes. The audience gasps. The tension builds again. And just like that, the interview takes a turn no one expected. The air inside the studio feels charged, almost electric. Kelly Clarkson isn't just hosting anymore. She's channeling every Bridgerton fan who spent nights replaying that finale scene, trying to make sense of Benedict's heartbreaking silence. She crosses her arms, leans closer, and with a half smile that hides her frustration, she says, "Luke, I have to ask you, why would you do that to us?" The audience bursts into nervous laughter, but Kelly doesn't break eye contact. Luke shifts in his seat, clearly amused but also slightly cornered. He laughs softly, his hand brushing the back of his neck. That classic nervous move fans have seen in 100 interviews. "I promise," he says, "I didn't write it." Kelly tilts her head, pretending to think, "Oh really? Because you delivered those lines like a man who knew he was breaking hearts." The crowd cheers and claps, enjoying the playful tension. Luke laughs again, but there's a flicker of guilt in his eyes. "Look, it's not easy keeping secrets when fans are this passionate." He admits, "We knew that ending would hurt, but it had to happen. That one line, it had to happen," sends a murmur through the audience. Kelly's eyebrows rise. "Had to? You left Benedict alone, heartbroken and confused. You left us confused." She fires back dramatically, tossing her cue cards on the table. "We invested for seasons, Luke, for..." The audience is howling now, loving every second of this unscripted chaos. Luke raises his hands in surrender, grinning wide. Okay, I get it, but you'll thank me later." Kelly leans forward again, lowering her voice. Is that a hint? She asks, narrowing her eyes. The room goes still. Luke hesitates, glances at the camera, then at Kelly. Let's just say, he replies carefully, Benedict's story isn't over yet. The crowd reacts instantly, screams, cheers, gasps. Kelly jumps up from her chair, laughing but clearly still unsatisfied. You can't tease us like that, you know how this fandom works. We'll hunt down clues. We'll break down every scene. Luke laughs so hard he nearly loses his composure. That's exactly why I can't say more, he admits. The producers are watching this interview right now, praying I don't spoil something. Kelly grins and shakes her head. Fine, you're safe, for now. But I swear, Luke, if Benedict doesn't get a happy ending, I'm coming for you. The audience erupts again, clapping and cheering as Luke pretends to duck for cover. The whole room feels alive, part comedy, part confession, and part collective therapy session for fans who just needed someone to say what they've all been feeling. The camera zooms in on Kelly's face as she looks straight into the lens and says with perfect timing, Luke Thompson, you owe us closure. Fade to black. The tension lingers. And everyone watching at home knows this is far from over. Asterisk the laughter fades. And for a heartbeat, the studio goes still. Kelly's playful smile drops into something sharper. More serious, the kind of expression that says she's done. Joking around, she leans forward on her desk, eyes locked on Luke Thompson like a detective closing in on her suspect. You think this is funny? She asks, her tone light but laced with fire. You broke our hearts, Luke. You personally ripped them out and left us hanging. Luke chuckles, trying to keep things calm. Kelly, come on, he says, raising his hands in mock defense. It's just a show. But that only fuels her even more. Just a show, Kelly repeats, her voice rising over the audience's gasp. Do you have any idea how many fans cried over that scene? We had tissues. Ice cream, therapy sessions. The crowd bursts into laughter, clapping and cheering. Luke can't help but laugh too, shaking his head. You're unbelievable, he says, smiling through the chaos. But Kelly isn't letting go. You could have said one line, just one line. Something that gave us hope. Instead, Benedict just walks away, no closure, no explanation, nothing. Luke sighs, still smiling, but now his voice softens. Kelly, Benedict had to walk away. He says quietly, sometimes love stories don't end neatly. Sometimes they have to break before they can heal. The audience quiets down. The humor in the room fades, replaced by something deeper. That raw, aching emotion every fan felt when the screen faded to black. Kelly stares at him, her expression shifting from frustration to sympathy. So you're saying there's a reason for the pain? She asks, almost in a whisper. Luke nods. There always is. The writers want us to feel what Benedict feels. That sense of longing, of being stuck between love and duty. That's what makes him real. For a moment, even Kelly is speechless. The crowd stays silent, hanging on every word. Then she leans back, exhaling deeply. You know, she says, you're to come for someone who just emotionally destroyed half the planet. The room erupts again. Laughter, applause, even a few mock boos from the audience. Luke laughs too, clearly relieved the tension has. Broken, hey, he says, grinning, if it makes you feel any better. I haven't recovered either. Kelly's eyebrows shoot up. Oh, now that's interesting, she says, her playful tone returning. You mean the actor is suffering? Too, Luke shrugs, smiling shyly. Let's just say, shooting that scene wasn't easy. When they called cut, nobody spoke for a minute. We all just sat there, quiet. It felt like saying goodbye. Kelly softens again, the teasing edge gone from her voice. Well, she says, if it hurt that much to film. Imagine what it did to us watching it. The audience claps softly. The tension melting into empathy. Luke looks down for a moment, then back up at her. Good stories hurt, he says simply, but the best ones always heal you in the end. Kelly smiles. This time for real. Then you better make sure season 5 heals us, she says firmly. The crowd roars. Luke laughs. raising his hands again like a man under oath. "I'll do my best, Kelly. I promise." The cameras capture that moment, the host and the actor. Both fans in their own right, bonded by one shared truth. Bridgerton isn't just a show. It's a heartbreak, a promise, and a conversation that refuses to end. Asterisk, the energy in the room shifts again. Softer now, almost intimate, the crowd settles. Leaning in as if they can feel something coming, Kelly Clarkson crosses her legs. Resting her chin on her hand, her voice lowers to that half-serious, half-teasing tone that only she can pull off. "All right, Luke," she says, eyes narrowing. "You've danced around it long enough. What aren't you telling us?" Luke Thompson laughs, but there's a flicker of unease behind his grin. His hand taps the armrest nervously, the kind of unconscious movement that betrays a secret begging to slip out. "Kelly?" "You know I can't say much," he replies, his tone careful, measured. "Netflix has people everywhere. I'll get a phone call the second I spill something." Kelly leans closer, lowering her voice. "You owe us, Luke. You made us fall for Benedict. You made us believe in his story. You can't just leave us with heartbreak and silence." The audience claps in agreement, the tension rising like a wave ready to crash. Luke exhales, the smile fading slightly. "All right," he says finally, "I'll give you this." He pauses, looking down for a moment before locking eyes with Kelly. Season 4 was the fall. Season 5 is the climb. The audience gasps. Kelly's eyebrows shoot up. "Wait. What does that mean?" she demands. "The climb to what?" Luke just smiles faintly. "To something worth waiting for." The studio erupts, cheers, applause, whistles, but Luke just sits there, calm now, as if a weight has been lifted. Kelly covers her mouth dramatically. "You can't say something that cryptic and just sit there," she exclaims. "Do you realize what you've done to the fandom right now?" Luke laughs again, shaking his head. "Trust me, Kelly, if I could tell you everything, I would. But let's just say Benedict's heart still has a story left to tell. And this time, it might not end in tears." The room explodes in excitement. Kelly stands up, hands in the air, shouting, "Did you hear that, people? He said it might not end in tears." The audience cheers louder, some jumping up from their seats. Luke raises his voice over the noise, smiling shyly. "I said might. Don't quote me." Kelly laughs so hard she nearly falls back in her chair. "Too late. It's already trending," she says, pointing to the live feed screen where hashtags are popping up. Hashtag Benedict deserves love. Hashtag Luke Thompson confess. Hashtag Kelly Clarkson show chaos. Luke covers his face with both hands, laughing in disbelief. "You're going to get me fired," he says. Kelly points at him, grinning. "No, Luke, you just gave fans hope, and that's more powerful than any spoiler." The audience claps, standing on their feet now, the room buzzing with pure energy. For a moment, Kelly and Luke just sit there, smiling at the chaos they've created, a storm of laughter, relief, and renewed anticipation. The camera zooms in slowly as Kelly leans back and says softly, "Sometimes, all we need is a little hope to keep believing in love stories." Luke nods, the faintest smile on his lips. "That's what Bridgerton is all about," he says quietly. "Hope even after heartbreak." The audience sighs in agreement, a mix of emotion and excitement filling the air. And as the lights dim slightly, one thing becomes clear. This wasn't just an interview, it was a confession, a promise, and a spark that reignited every Bridgerton fan's heart. Asterisk, the storm of emotions slowly settles, leaving behind a quiet hum of laughter and relief. Kelly Clarkson leans back in her chair, still trying to process everything Luke just said. The tension that filled the room moments ago melts into something warmer, the kind of playful energy that only she can create. She exhales dramatically, fans herself with her cue cards, and says, "Luke Thompson, you have single-handedly taken me on an emotional roller coaster. I came here mad, and now I just want to hug you." The audience bursts into laughter, clapping and cheering. Luke grins, leaning forward, his shoulders relaxing for the first time since the interview began. "See," he jokes, I told you. Heartbreak builds character. Kelly laughs, shaking her head. Heartbreak builds therapy, Bills, Luke. She fires back, her voice playful again. The crowd roars, the whole studio filled with that contagious energy that makes every moment on her show feel alive. Kelly points at him, eyes narrowed in mock seriousness. You owe me and every fan watching emotional compensation. Chocolate, flowers, handwritten apology letters, something, Luke pretends to think, tapping his chin dramatically. How about a spoiler instead? The audience gasps instantly, cheering and shouting. Kelly's eyes widen. Don't tease. Me, Luke, I can't handle another cliffhanger. Not from you, Luke laughs, leaning back with a sly smile. All right, I'll say this much. Love has a funny way of finding Benedict. Even when he stopped looking for it, the entire audience erupts again. Screams, applause. Even a few people standing to cheer. Kelly slaps her desk, laughing so hard tears start forming in her eyes. See, this is what I mean. You do this to us. You give us hope and then walk away. You're toxic. Luke Thompson, the crowd is in hysterics, chanting his name as Luke bows dramatically. Guilty as charged, he says, laughing. Kelly wipes her eyes, still smiling. You know, she says between laughs, I think we can all agree that Benedict Bridgerton owes us an apology tour. Luke laughs so hard he nearly doubles over. I'll tell Benedict you said that, he jokes. He's probably somewhere painting about his feelings right now. Kelly smirks. Painting and avoiding responsibility sounds about right. The laughter fills the room again. Then she pauses, her tone softening. But seriously, she says, turning to Luke, you've made people fall in love with a character who feels real. That's special. Even if you broke a few hearts along the way, you gave fans something beautiful to hold on to. Luke smiles, humbled. That means a lot, Kelly, he says sincerely. That's why we do it, to make people feel something real. For a brief moment, the noise fades into quiet applause, gentle, heartfelt, honest. Kelly looks at him with genuine warmth. Okay, fine, she says, pretending to give in. I forgive you. But only if Benedict finds happiness. Luke laughs, holding up his hands. Deal. But you'll have to wait to see how it happens. Kelly shakes her head, smiling. You actors and your secrets? All right then, I'll wait. But don't make me wait too long. The audience cheers one last time, the laughter echoing as the camera slowly pans out. What started as frustration turned into forgiveness, humor, and a shared love for a story that connects millions. As the lights dim slightly, Kelly's voice cuts through with a final, heartfelt line. If love can survive heartbreak, maybe we can all survive a Bridgerton cliffhanger. Luke laughs softly. That's the spirit. The audience claps as the music swells. The tension is gone, replaced by laughter, warmth, and that rare, magical energy that only comes when fans and storytellers remember they're all part of the same love story. Asterisk. The stage lights dim slightly, casting a golden glow across the studio. The crowd is still buzzing from laughter, but there's a new kind of warmth in the air, that perfect blend of joy, closure, and curiosity that every great interview leaves behind. Kelly Clarkson leans forward on her desk, a smirk tugging at the corner of her lips. Luke, she says, her voice calm but playful. I'm not sure if I should thank you or hold a grudge until season 5 drops. Luke Thompson laughs, his usual nervous energy replaced by a relaxed confidence. I'll take either, he replies, smiling. At least you'll still be watching. The audience laughs, clapping. In approval, Kelly nods, pretending to glare. Oh, I'll be watching, with snacks, tissues, and a notebook full of questions ready for next time. The crowd cheers. Luke chuckles. I'll prepare my answers in advance, he teases. Kelly shakes her head, laughing. No, you won't. You'll dodge every question again, and we'll fall for it. Just like always, the audience roars with laughter, because she's right. That's exactly what makes moments like this so fun. Then, just as the laughter settles, Kelly takes a breath and shifts her tone. It's softer now, more sincere. You know, Luke, she says, we joke a lot, but Bridgerton has really touched people. It's not just the romance or the fashion. It's the way it makes us feel seen. The heartbreak, the longing, the hope. That's real. Luke nods, visibly moved. That means a lot, Kelly. We pour our hearts into it. Every scene, every line, it's about love in all its messy, beautiful forms. The audience goes quiet, listening closely. Kelly smiles warmly. Well, she says, you've succeeded. You made millions of people believe in love again, even the broken kind. Luke grins. That's the best compliment I could ever get. The moment lingers, genuine, heartfelt, and unforgettable. Then Kelly claps her hands, suddenly breaking the emotional tension. All right, that's enough feelings. Before you leave, I need you to promise one thing. Luke raises an eyebrow, amused. What's that? Kelly leans closer, lowering her voice with mock seriousness. If the Bridgerton writers pull another cruel cliffhanger, I'm calling you personally. Live on air. The audience explodes in laughter and applause. Luke laughs so hard he nearly tears up. Deal, he says, pointing at her. But only if I can bring backup next time. Bring the whole cast, Kelly shouts. We'll have a group therapy session. The crowd goes wild. The camera pans over the cheering audience, fans holding up signs that read Team Benedict forever and Kelly speaks for us all. The music rises, and Kelly gives one last look to the camera. That signature spark in her eyes, Bridgerton may break our hearts, she says, but at least we'll have Luke Thompson here to make us laugh while we wait for them to fix it. Luke laughs, shaking his head. No pressure, right? Kelly grins, though all the pressure. Every single bit of it. The crowd claps and cheers as the lights brighten again. The energy peaking one last time. Kelly stands, raising her hands. Give it up for Luke Thompson. Everybody, the audience roars as Luke waves, smiling wide, clearly grateful but still recovering from the chaos he just survived. The screen fades to black. But Kelly's voice lingers, light, teasing, and full of heart, asterisk. As the applause fades and the lights dim to their final glow, there's a lingering stillness that feels almost cinematic, the kind of quiet that settles in after an unforgettable performance. Kelly Clarkson takes one last glance at Luke Thompson. Her expression soft now, no longer teasing, no longer demanding answers, just understanding. You know, she says gently, fans might yell, cry, or overanalyze every scene. But that's only because they care. That's the power of storytelling. Luke nods, his voice calm, reflective. And that's what makes it all worth it. He says to know that something we created connects with people on that level. It's bigger than fame, bigger than hype. It's about feeling something real. The audience listens quietly, their earlier laughter replaced with admiration. Kelly smiles, resting her hands on the desk. Well, Luke, you've officially survived the Kelly Clarkson show interrogation. She jokes lightly, breaking the tension just enough for the crowd to cheer again. And you gave us something to look forward to, hope. That's what every great love story needs. Luke laughs softly, nodding, hope, he repeats. Even after the heartbreak? Kelly looks directly into the camera, her voice filled with warmth and conviction. So, to everyone watching, maybe your favorite character is still waiting for their happy ending. Maybe you are too. But like Benedict, don't stop believing that the next chapter could be the one that changes everything. The crowd bursts into applause. Luke smiles, clapping along, clearly moved by her words. Kelly raises her hand in a playful wave. Luke Thompson, you officially owe us season 5 therapy sessions, she says with a laugh. Luke chuckles. And I'll happily attend every one of them, he replies. The camera begins to zoom out slowly, the two of them laughing together under the soft golden light. The audience stands, cheering, clapping, chanting his name. It feels less like the end of an interview and more like the closing scene of a story, one filled with emotion, humor, and that unspoken promise of more to come.